What's up everyone, Sharky back once again, and today we're going to be looking at this G.I. Joe Classified series, Leatherneck. A crowd pleaser, a fan favourite, so without further ado, let's crack into this. So you get a look at the figure in the windowed box, and he is number 148 in the line. Some nice art here. He's holding the sidearm there with a knife in a tactical position. Look at the cross-cell in the back. You see old dial tone in the background here, and what appears to be the failed Cobra mothership from Super 7. And a close look at the deco and the tampos here, and so on and so forth. Mumbo jumbo we're not going to bother with. QR code, whatever. We'll check out the skill sets. First cab off the rank, and that is Environmental Specialist. He's a level 2. Next one down is Light Weapons, and he is a level 2 in that also. And this one is Strength, and he's a level 2, which I think personally is a little off, because Leatherneck is kind of known for being a brawny bruiser, sort of a jarhead, but I digress. Anyway, and the last one is Environmental Specialist Jungle. So he's a level 3 in that, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel like some of these are a little bit off. His original file card had him listed down mainly his primary specialty being infantry, and his secondary being drill sergeant. Maybe they've sort of steered away of that because of the Sarge and his kind of sort of shtick. So, I don't know. But that's all that aside. Time to have a look at the figure. As you can see, I've brought a couple of old friends along for this review. We'll get more into them in a bit. Now, if you're watching this for the first time and you're new to the channel, do me a favor and yourself one also, and hit the subscribe button, because I oftentimes will get stuff as quick as possible when it is available to me here in Australia. It's a regional thing, it's a distro thing, I don't know, it's a Hasbro thing. It just sometimes pans out that way. Funnily enough, I was actually going to hold off on Leatherneck, but I decided, you know what, bugger it, I will go and pick him up. So that's exactly what I did today, and now I'm doing the review for you. So how's that for a turnaround? Anyway, accessories. We'll start with the punching pair of fists, which I think is fantastic given the character, and gives you another option. Next up, we've got this Sig Sauer inspired pistol. It does have a port for the blast effect. I don't recall ever seeing this one. It looks new to me. I do dig it. It's very nice. The magazine is not removable, but regardless, it is a nice piece nonetheless. He also comes with this knife right here. Now, it's not a K-bar, unfortunately, which would have been more befitting of a Marine character, but alas, it is what we are given. And so it will no doubt go into the sheath and stay there like majority of the knives do on our classified characters, because let's be honest, not many of us are using them. We've got his lid, which is nice. I've taken this off. It comes on the figure when packed. Got some nice camo deco on there, and there is a closer look at the logo on the, or the emblem I should say, on the front. That looks like the eagle, sort of inspired kind of thing. He comes with a pair of, I guess you could call them ballistic glasses or tactical glasses. Something that neither of these two guys ever came with, so that's a new addition. Will they pass the test of fitting on his head? That is another story, but you can see that they do have clear lenses, and I'm not opposed to it. I probably won't use them, but whatevs. Got his backpack, which I'm pretty sure we've seen before. Is it Rakondo's backpack? With a bedroll? I dare say I'm correct. And then we have this M4, M16 inspired thing with the grossly large M203 stacked under. Now, do I hate this weapon? No. It's not gummy, so that's not a bad thing. It's quite firm. I mean, the barrel is mildly bent, but yeah, you can see I'm putting a bit of pressure on that. It's not bending. As I was saying, do I love it? No. But let's compare it to the weapons from the original vintage figure, and then we'll do the modern figure. So there you have the original at the bottom, which I prefer in the grey, and I prefer with the longer barrel grenade launcher on it. Yeah, this makes this look like some hodgepodge mashup. So let's compare it with the other one. And that is, I guess, closer to this. As you can see, it's smaller than the vintage weapon. So I think they've definitely got more so utilized this as their base design for this. It does have a hole for blast effects, and there's a closer look at the stock on it. Of course, it's not extendable at all, like all the other weapons. I don't love it, I don't hate it, it's just kind of, I feel like I will eventually replace it with a gridiron piece that makes that look like garbage. Anyway, onto the figure. We'll start with this ruggedly handsome gentleman. It's a nice face sculpt. You can see he's got a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow going on. It's really nice paint apps there. It goes under the chin as well. We've certainly come a long way, haven't we? But with that said, he does resemble his vintage counterpart. I had to throw his hat on him, just didn't feel right. Alright, let's check out the old T-pose situation. Yeah, no problems there at all. Arm swivel is good there. Arm swivel is good there. Oh, that's a bit clunky. Double pinless elbows. There goes his hat. Get back on there. This one, no problem. Have a close look at what appears to be a Marine Raider patch, or inspired, Marine Raider inspired patch. Looks good. In the original figure, that was white. And it also was replicated for the 4-inch modern figure as well. And that figure right there, I have to give a shout out to the one and only Zazel, who you will know from Zazel's Clubhouse if you are subscribed to his channel. And he swapped that figure with me for a Sarge figure back in the day, and I've had it ever since. So I have fond memories of that trade, because that Leatherneck is probably the rarer one to get from that 4-inch modern line. And he is the smaller version. There is a larger version, but yeah, that one's a bit tougher to get. Now, I just wanted to point out something. It helps if I can get it shown on the camera, doesn't it? There you go. So it is coming off a little bit. It's just a bit bent. Maybe just tighten up around the wrist. It might. Adam, put it on the camera, for crying out loud, man. Apologies, folks. But this was actually on the original. You can see it if you can get it in close enough. It's a bit hard to see because this figure is. There you go. So yeah, that's a nice touch from Lenny and the team. And the same goes for the watch. Actually, I'll show you that it was sculpted and painted in silver on the original figure, but with the classified, they've given an updated version, and you can actually see the face on it. I'm trying to read what the time is on there. Oh, that helps if I turn it the right way, doesn't it? 1900. So have a look at the vest, sculpted on grenades, sheath of the knife. May as well just go ahead and throw that in there right now. Boom, that's sorted. It's not coming out either anytime soon. There's a look at his make-believe ranking. I think it's a bit of a hybrid. From memory, Bobby B pointed that out over at B's Battleground. So yeah, I'm not all up on the military rankings, but yeah, I think it's a bit of a combo. It's a nice little touch here on the lapel. You can see that there. And I've just turned the lamp on. We don't need that on, so I'll turn that off. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see, but you can see it. Look at the back, reminiscent of the original. Obviously they've gone a bit longer here. And the strap for the knife carried over to the belt on the original, but not on this one. Just get these arms out of the way. We've got the holster here. Might as well just go ahead and pump that in there. On the other side, we've got these, they sort of started doing these radios on the hip, which you can't pull out. It's attached to the leg holster here. It doesn't come out. I dig it. It's something different. Cam on the legs looks good. They're giving him some knee pads, which marries up with this modern figure. Obviously a different color. So is the camo, of course. That was my one criticism about that figure there, is it's a bit, the green is almost like a light green as opposed to the original. And we'll compare the greens with this one. These are closer, but again, they've gone for a more dark, muted green with this, and I definitely prefer this overall. Let's throw sunnies on and see how they fit over the old lugs. I don't think they're going to stay on very well. Well, that's not too bad, actually. I think they'll look better with the hat on though, but just press those in a bit. I mean, for a gunnery sergeant, if he was on the range, sure, but how many rifle range diodes are you working with. Not to say you couldn't wear them into battle, but yeah, they're going to come off regardless. They're just going into the accessory box as far as I'm concerned. Check out the backpack. Oh, this is a bit... How's your father? Come on. There we go. Yeah, this is... It's sitting on there. It doesn't appear like it's coming up, but there is a gap. You can see it. There's a slight gap. Can probably work that in a bit more with a little bit of perseverance. Let's have a look. But the vest might also prevent it from going fully in. But it does go in there. It stays on. We'll check out the articulation in the legs. Yep, no problems there. Still got the drop downs. That side and that side. No issues with movement. Thigh swivel, like, I guess you can pull the holster down and it might, yeah, see the holster is preventing that a little bit, so you might have to tuck that up if you wanted to pose the leg on this side. On the other side, no problems at all. It's hunky-dory, it's just sitting on the hip there quite well. Feet, all good. Let's get in with his weapon. Okay, a couple of things to note when I was putting this on. The magazine just fell out. So there's a look at that. I didn't show you before. Just plug that back in. And he does hold the weapon well. But I also noticed when I was putting it into this arm that his bracelet had disappeared and it had fallen off. So in 20 years from now, this is definitely going to be probably one of the hardest pieces in the classified line to find. So just something to be aware of, because that thing is not going to stay on there very well if you're manipulating this figure. Posing it on a shelf and leaving him there, yeah, he'll be fine. So the old stand test, let's see how we go. Wunderbar. And he looks a lot bigger next to his contemporaries over here. So let's compare him with some other classified figures now. So here he is with a couple of other fellow heavy hitters. And the first thing that is noticeable is that he is shorter than both Gung Ho and the Sarge. And look, I'm not angry at that. He still looks solid enough to hang with these boys, but yeah, he's definitely a good fraction shorter. And we can take the hats off and have another look at that as well. And you'll see that it's still quite noticeable. And I don't think that Gung Ho's even standing up that straight just because I had him posed in a certain way, but there he is a bit straight. So yeah, he's a bit on the short side, but you know, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. And I figured why not pair him up with some other environmental specialists in Dusty and Outback, who he famously had a run-in with in the comics when he accused Outback of leaving behind old mate Stalker, Snow Job, and Quick Kick. Just one quick thing of note, in changing over this fist here, when I pulled this off, I wasn't as prepared as I should have been, and this watch of his went flying off camera to my left here, amongst a myriad of classified figures that sit on the flight deck of the flag here. So just be careful when changing the hands to hold this part and pull that hand out. So that's Leatherneck, folks. What are your thoughts? You are going to be picking him up? Is he a figure that is on your highly anticipated list of 2025? Have you paid the impatient tax, like some people have? I got mine from a local seller. I've mentioned them before. They are Pop Toys. They're based here in Melbourne. I'm not sure if Andrew had any more in stock down there, but you could always jump on the website, have a look, or hit him up on Facebook. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the review. Please do all the likes, share, subscribe, and all that razzmatazz. If you don't want to, of course you don't have to either. Anyway, I will hopefully have some more reviews for the classified line coming up in the weeks, months ahead. I'm still waiting on dial tone. So here's the last one of this wave. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to it. Go back and check my other content if you are bored and want something else to do. Until next time, take care of yourselves, enjoy your toys, and say hi to your dogs for me.